Hi guys, sorry about the weird angle. I've got you sitting on a box because I can't find my stand and I wanted to get this video done for you guys. So today I wanted to talk about our subconscious limiting beliefs, our fears, our subconscious limiting fear-based beliefs. I have suffered from this for a long time. I have subconsciously not realized I was holding myself back because of these fears that were at the back of my subconscious mind. I thought things just happened to me because they just happened to me because I was, I was unmotivated. I was lost. I was confused. I didn't know my life purpose. I didn't know which direction I want to go in. And this was also due to my limiting subconscious beliefs because although I knew I wanted something different in my life, I couldn't move forward into that new life because I was always feeling stuck. I was always feeling like I couldn't do it. There was just this block there and I didn't know what was going on. It was so frustrating because I wanted to be living this life over here, but I couldn't get there. No matter what I did, I just couldn't get there and I didn't know why. And when I started looking into the law of attraction, spirituality, our mind, the mind absolutely fascinates me. I started learning more and more and more, and things started making a lot more sense. Whereas I just thought things were happening to me, as I said before, just because they were happening to me. It was just my life. I was just unlucky. It's always been this way, so it's never going to change. It's just my life. Rah, 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 rah. It just went on and on and on. And once I started learning about these things, it started making more sense. Now, our subconscious fear-based beliefs, whatever you want to call them, they're a lie. They're an absolute lie. They are not real. They're only real if we give them power, if we keep feeding into these beliefs. So I used to stop myself from doing anything. I wouldn't go to the supermarket at a certain time of the day. I wouldn't go over here because something might happen over here that was out of my control and it would get me really anxious and worked up and get me right into that fearful state where I thought, oh, I might lose control, I might not know what to do, I might freeze up, I might be like a deer in headlights, kind of thing, where I just freeze and don't know what to do. And I hate those sort of feelings. So I would just take myself out of it and I just wouldn't do it. And it really stopped me living my life because I was basing my life around these stupid fears that are not real. They were only real because I kept feeding them. I kept feeding into them. I kept making them stronger and stronger and stronger. I kept giving them energy and I just kept feeding into them. And they're not real. They're lies. Don't feed into them. And I know it's hard. It's been quite a journey for me trying to acknowledge what's going on, realize what's going on, and work towards changing those fear patterns. And it is quite possible and it is quite doable. It just takes a little bit of time, repetition. Like anything in life, it takes repetition. You can't just do something once and then expect to change. We create our life and our reality on repetition. If when you wake up in the morning and you stub your toe and then you get frustrated and then it sort of builds and builds and builds and builds and builds and builds on that, that's what it's like. That's how our reality and all that is created, is by repetition, because we keep focusing on the wrong areas. For me anyway, I was focusing on the wrong areas. I was focusing on the negativity, the unworthiness, on the not good enough, on the I can't do it because of these false perceptions that I had of what may or may not happen. So like when I'm manifesting as well, I repetition. I'm always keep reminding myself I'm a wealthy, beautiful, smart woman. I'm a wealthy, beautiful, smart woman. And eventually after you say that enough, and eventually becomes your reality. One good example of repetition is I kept saying to myself, I'm living my mum's life. Everything that happens to her happens to me. Look, she had 2 boys. I had 2 boys. She had an abusive first relationship. I had an abusive first relationship. She had her gallbladder out early. I had mine out a hell of a lot earlier. And then when I started learning all of this material, I was able to look at what was going on, and I was like, whoa, mind blown. I was bringing into my reality what my mum was living. I mean, she got shingles and she's got bone density. I was like, no, I do not want to go through that when I get older. So I need to take back my health, my life, and remind myself that I'm living my life, not somebody else's. I'm creating my own life, my own reality, my own beautiful life. I'm not living hers. So I've got to stop saying I'm living her life and bringing what's happening to her into my reality. And when I realized that, I stopped saying it. I stopped giving it energy. I stopped feeding it. And hopefully, because I've only just realized this, not hopefully, it will. The things that are happening to her won't happen to me because I've cut that tie. I've become aware of what's going on and I'm stopping it in its tracks so it doesn't gain more momentum, so it doesn't gain more energy, and so it doesn't get bigger and bigger in my life. One thing I learned was doing shadow work and really looking at my fears and the bases around them and where they come from and why I think I can't earn money and why I think people won't be interested in me, why I think I have no value to give when I've lived a real fear-based life. I know what's going on, and I know and I'm aware of how to fix it. And if I can fix my life, you know, that is value to other people because I've done it. And I was in a very, very dark place, very, very dark place where there was points of time that I thought my kids were better off without me. And so I had to look at where those belief systems were coming from, and I pinpointed a few pockets in time where those fear-based patterns, those belief systems, where those thought patterns started coming from. And through meditation and through work and things like this, I was able to pinpoint these times, and I was like, whoa, okay, I totally forgot about one of them. But the other one stuck with me for such a long time. And because I believed those words that were being said to me, those words that were being fed to me, because I believed them and I subconsciously went, okay, that must be what I am. That must be who I am. Because I'm a little girl and these people are telling me these things, so they must be true. And so subconsciously, I was feeding those thoughts and those beliefs, and they grew and grew and grew until I became a very insecure, very angry. And I kept saying to my mum, I'm so angry, but I don't know what I'm angry about. Like, I have a really amazing, easy life. Why am I so angry? Where does this anger come from? Where does this unworthiness come from? Where does this feeling like I can't give value, that I can't earn money, that I can't have an easy, beautiful life, that I've always got to be stuck, frustrated, quick to react to situations, just, you know, all that sort of thing. And when I pinpointed it, it made a lot of sense because people were putting their fears, their thoughts, how they felt about themselves, they were putting it onto me as a 6-year-old little girl, you know, 10-year-old girl, and they just grew and grew and grew. And now I have to, you know, go back and they're like weeds. They're like a huge weed virus, whatever you want to call it. Now I've got to go and pluck those thoughts and those old memories and make them old memories into new beautiful memories. And I've got to pluck those weeds, and I've got to literally rewire those thoughts and those patterns and get all that gunk out, get all that, those weeds, those feelings, all that icky, gunky, yuckiness. I've got to get all that out of my mind and plant new seeds and new thoughts and new beliefs into my reality and feed those and allow them to grow. Because what happens is, when I was a little girl, and it can happen all throughout our life, is something was said to me, my body reacted, whether it was embarrassment, whether it was wanting to cringe and cry or just really shrink, whatever that feeling was that my body reacted to in that moment, my mind's taken a snapshot of it and stored it in my subconscious. And as I said, then I allowed it to grow and feed and become out of control. And it's such a sad thing. We've really got to be careful how we speak to other people, especially our young children, as their minds are developing, as they're finding themselves, as they're finding their personality, as they're finding their worth and their value. We've got to be really careful what we say to these children, because they pick it up, and like me, they stored it, and that's become my thought belief, my patterns. And I really strongly believe we've got to be really careful. Even as adults, be careful what you say to people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't even know what state of mind they might be in. One little thing could push someone over the edge. You really don't know. So when I became aware of this, that when my body reacts, my mind takes notice, and my mind takes snapshots and then stores it. It's like, and my thoughts become my reality, my feelings become my reality. You become very, very much more aware of how you think, how you feel, how you react. And it's a process. It really is. It takes its time, but it is doable. It really is doable. And it's life-changing when you start putting yourself first, when you realize where these patterns are coming from, how they originate, getting to the bottom of it, going, okay, this is where they started, so this is where I need to do the work. And it's just so amazing. It's so powerful. So conscious beliefs, we can change those patterns, we can change those thoughts, we can change those feelings behind them. They don't have to be our reality. They don't have to stay there forever. We can work through them. We can get rid of them. It's just, as I said, like plucking weeds out of the garden one by one. Okay, this one I'm working on today, and this one I'm working on today, and where did this one come from? Okay, let's figure out where that one came from, and let's get rid of that one. We can reprogram events and situations that happened. So when I was a little girl, I had my uncle say some really nasty things to me. Not thinking, of course, he didn't think, he just said it and just thought what he was saying was truth. But as I said, my body's reacted to that, because I remember my body reacting to that. My mind's taken a snapshot of it, and it's created this thought pattern. Now I can go into meditation, go back into that moment, into that time, because there's no time, there's no space. There's just, no time, no space. It's just absolutely amazing. So I can go back into that time when it happened, look my uncle in the eye and just say to him, no, that's not how you get to talk to me. That is your fear-based program that you're putting onto me. It's not true, and I'm not going to allow it to happen. I love you, but you can't project your stuff onto me. I'm only 10. It's not happening. We cut it off right there. So, that sort of thing where you go back and you just rewrite what happened, so it doesn't get stored in the subconscious. It doesn't continue to grow in your mind where it just becomes out of control. And with replacing thought patterns and things like that, as I said, repetition, just keep saying the same thing over and over and over again. That's how things come into our life, because we put the energy behind the words that we say, and our minds don't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. It just goes off of the thoughts and the feelings. So the thoughts and the feelings that are going behind it, and then it's like, okay, well, this must be our new thought process. This must be how it must be right now, and then it starts reflecting on your outer reality. So it's quite amazing how it all works. I'm absolutely fascinated with the whole thing, how we can change our past to work for us, so it doesn't have an effect on us anymore. We take the emotion out of what's happened, and then we can go back and think about it, and it doesn't have an effect on us anymore because we've taken that emotion out of that time, out of that space. We can change and rewire our brains. We can create new thoughts. We can create new patterns. We can create new pathways in our mind. We can pick up talents and things that we've always wanted to do by repetition and continuing to do those things over and over and over again. We can change our reality from feeling absolutely worthless with no value to give, no path, no direction, feeling lost and confused and really hating on ourselves, to absolutely loving life and the things that are coming into our lives and just looking at the beauty around us. We can change our lives. We don't have to keep reliving the same story over and over and over again. We can change it. We can rewire it. We can reclaim it. We can reclaim our lives. We can reclaim our minds. We are so powerful. I've always believed in magic. I've always believed in the mythical. I've always believed in that dragons and that sort of thing. And it's really making me think these things really could be true. Dragons really could exist. Magic exists because we are magic. We are creators. We are creating our lives that is reflected around us. It's just so amazing, so powerful. We don't have to keep staying stuck. We don't have to keep putting up with the same thing every single day. We don't have to put up with the same reality. We don't have to put up with it. We don't have to just say, well, this is my life, this is the way it is, it's always going to be this way. Can't teach dog new tricks. You can actually. You can really teach an old dog new tricks. As I said, we are very, very powerful. And I think if people really, truly realized that our thoughts and feelings create our reality, we would be a lot more careful about what actually goes on up here. And as I said, the subconscious is what's playing in the background. So you could be going, I want a multi-million-dollar business. I want a multi-million-dollar business, but your subconscious is going, girl, you can't get that. You don't know crap. So keep doing those repetitions, but find out if say something you've been manifesting hasn't come into your reality pretty quickly. Bigger things may take a little bit of time. They don't have to, because we are amazing, powerful creators. But if it's taken that little bit of a time, there's obviously a bit of a subconscious block there that's stopping that manifestation from coming through. So if you can sit down and try and work through it, do a bit of shadow work or do a bit of meditation, take yourself down into your subconscious basement and see what's down there, figure out what's going on, why there's a block there, why it hasn't turned up. Once you pinpoint that block, you can then overcome it. Pick out that where you go, thank you, you haven't served me at all, because our fears don't serve us. They try and keep us safe, but they really don't. My fears stopped me from just living life and taking chances and stepping out into the unknown. But once you figure that out, you can get rid of that subconscious block, and then you can have that manifestation start coming into your life a lot more. Another good thing that I did is I wrote out, so say I have money blocks, I wrote out every single thing I can think of that was a negative emotion to that block, to that thing. So money doesn't go on trees. We can't get that. We're not millionaires. I could never imagine having that much money. I could never imagine living in a house that huge. I could never imagine having a personal chef, trainer. I can never imagine traveling the world. Those sort of beliefs, I wrote them all down, and that way I could just work through them, get rid of them, and that way they're no longer a block in my life. So I hope this video helped you. I hope it wasn't too far over the place. I am still learning about all of this, and it really, really fascinates me, but I think Well, I know the more I talk about it, the more I be open, the more I trust my intuition, the more I bring this product out, the more comfortable I'm going to get talking about it, the more better I'm going to be at talking about it, and that way it'll stop being kind of a little over the place. And make sure I write notes, so I hit every key point under. Don't repeat the same thing. But anyway, I hope you have an absolutely amazing, beautiful day. You are absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. You can create the life of your dreams. Nothing is off limits to us beautiful people. And I hope this video served you well. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, please pop it down below, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.